Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady and welcome to the first tutorial of 2025. Now I better pre-warn you guys, I am severely out of practice. Last year I got a repetitive strain injury in my wrist again. So I had to have 6 months off of crocheting full stop, hence the knitted stuff here. I was going back crazy. Well, over the last couple of weeks, I have slowly started increasing my crochet again, to the point I can now bring you a tutorial. Yes, I'm super chuffed and super happy about this, because when it comes to recording at the table, it is actually really uncomfortable for me. So apologies if you hear any clicking. I did get a couple of clicks from the wrist whilst I was making this, but thankfully it's not too bad, she says, stretching it constantly under the table. So today's tutorial is for this, a cheeky can cozy. I'm trying my hardest not to advertise a different product, because it's not like they'll give me special an affiliate link or anything now, is it? Right, so as I said, today's the can cozy. Yes, it's something small. Yeah, it should take you between 30 and 45 minutes to do, especially once you get the pattern in your head. Now, there is also a repeat section to this pattern, because in the end, once you've completed all the setup rows, it is that easy. It is a 2-row repeat, or a 2-round repeat, I should say. So please take notice of when we start, and of course close to the end of the rounds. They're your main bits, and of course all the information of your repeats is also there as well, if you liked doing it. And there will also be a written pattern for the headband, and a written pattern for a cowl that I'm going to go downstairs and make now, which you will hopefully see on the end titles. I'll stick all the bits in there. I've had this in my stash for a good few years, hence why I needed to check. Now, I've got 2 balls, and so far I've only used, I haven't even finished the first one, but I've got another one, so I've got to make something else, ain't I? So I'll keep going. So at the moment I've got 3 items. That's right, 3. So let's get on with the tutorial, because that's really why you're here, isn't it? It's like, shut up Poppy, get on with my tutorial. Let's do this. Are going to need a 4mm hook. Ignore mine, it's wearing out. I do have others, but I have now got to the point where I actually prefer to have a plaster around it. Gives it a bit of extra grip because of the way that I hold my hook. So you will see another different plaster in a different video. So you're going to need your 4mm hook. Now I have used with this one the Signet Pato Everyday DK in black. Yep, in black, which is a thick DK weight. I say it like that because if you're in Australia, look more for an 10-ply, say the Marvel 10-ply, because I've used that, so I know that this is the same thickness as a Marvel 10-ply. America, you're looking for a 3-weight, a thick 3-weight. Okay, and the other yarn was actually gifted to me quite a long time ago, and I've been waiting to make a special project with it, and I've finally done it. So it is Ice Yarns. Okay, and the colourway I've used is Picasso. Now where's my other label? So it does state on here, let's bring it up and hope it focuses. Nope. Got to do it manually, girl. There we go. Now I'll be able to read it off the big screen. Okay, so it's saying that this one it's what are we on? 44 acrylic, 56 polyester, 50 grams, or 115 meters. I hope that's correct. And to use a 5mm or a US 8 hook. Now I used a 4mm hook with this project all the way through. Apologies for this, the auto is mucking up, and so I'm having to do everything manually today. Don't worry, I'll make sure it's all okay once we get to the main section of the tutorial. Okay, so to start with this project, you are going to need to know how to do single crochet foundation chains. There will be a link up here to a video that is a lot clearer and a lot slower, and will show you how to do those. You will also need to know how to chain, how to do a single crochet, and how to do a double crochet. Now they are US terms, okay? All of the videos on this channel, I'm sorry to say, are US terms, because English terms, although they're the same stitches, have got stupidly long names. Okay, but there will be a written pattern available in English as well as American terms over on the Ravelry channel, on my Ravelry page, to which a link is up here in the description box. Right, so to start off with, we are going to do our foundation chain in black, or your option 1 colour. Now your option 1 colour is the colour in between all of the hearts. Okay, so you can choose to use different yarns, different colours. The ones that I'm showing are just the ones that I used. Okay, it's going to be difficult for my camera actually to pick up the black as well, but we'll give it a go, and if it doesn't work and you can't see it, then I'll just have to do it again in some scrap yarn, or at least I would if I hadn't have just sold all my scrap balls. Help! Okay, so we're going to start off by popping a slip knot on our hook, yarn over, slip stitch 2, working into the first chain. You're going to pull up your yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. That is your first foundation chain done. We're going to keep doing this for a decent length of time. So you pop in your hook in the previous V that you created, pull through 1, pull through 2, keeping your chain section quite loose. Now, as I said, in the I button to the right hand side of the screen, there is a slower video with me talking a lot more and showing you all the little tricks to help you get your chain nice and neat. So what we're going to now do is we are going to take our foundation chain and we are going to attach our yarn, making sure it's not twisted, between to the first chain in our pattern, making sure of course your count's correct. So do that first while I argue with this one. There we go. You're going to slip a stitch closed. Now for each of these rounds we will be pulling up our yarn and either popping our work through the loop or putting the yarn through the loop to create a knot. So make sure that before you close this you count your stitches to make sure that you have in fact got enough. Right, so let's scoot that knot. Sorry, I've brought the camera down so we can see everything a lot closer, and hopefully it will stay in focus. Okay, so now we're going to take our option B colour, and of course mine is the Iced Picasso, or Picasso, Ice Yarns Picasso colourway. I'll get there in the end. Okay, now I'm going to pop a slip knot on my hook. Okay, and then I'm going to be working, making sure that that is the right way around. Don't worry about this base section for now, because we can sew that closed later. Now I'm just going to pick on any old stitch all the way around, any old stitch, and I'm going to yarn over and put in a standing double crochet, working through both loops. Cool, you can tell I haven't done this for a while. Not the crocheting under camera too. And we are going to place 5 double crochets into the same spot. Okay, just like that. Now this pattern is going to be worked in continuous rounds. Do not cut off your yarn. Sorry, I should have said that at the end of round 1. Hopefully you've skipped ahead a little bit to watch. I'm struggling. Okay, so after you have got your 5 double crochets into that one placement, we are then chaining 3. We are going to skip 5, 3, 4, 5, and into the 6th stitch you're going to place 5 double crochets. And that is our repeat all the way around. So that is a chain 3, skip 5, and into the 6th stitch place 5 double crochets. So I'll say that again for you. It's chain 3, skip 5, and then 5 double crochets into the next stitch, and you're going to work that all of the way around until you get to your last cluster of 5 stitches. When you've done two of those, come back to the video. Right, so here I am at the end of this round. I'm on the last set of 5. Now the reason I've said to you to come back to the video now is I want to show you a little trick with your ends to make sure that your next round of option colour A, or the black, will be sitting in the right spot for you to work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take this tail that we have, we're going to pull it back across our work. Oh, she says getting in the right tizzle. There we go. Right, so take your black, move it back, hold it behind your work, and then we are going to work over that tail for the 3rd, 4th and 5th double crochet. Okay, so you've worked for the you've worked over it for the 3rd, 4th and 5th stitch. This means it pulls it up and in line with your work. So when it comes to doing your next row, it's going to look a lot neater. Now, oh crikey, where is the end on this? There is a knot. Why can't I find it? Oh yeah, that's right, 'cause we're good at hiding knots in our work, aren't we? Okay, let's have a look at the flip side. Okay, so this is where I first started this pattern prior to working out the method that I'm showing you today. And this top section, can you see the ends? I think it looks like it's pretty well hidden, so I'm happy with that. So as I said, that's why I'm showing it you now, so your one will be neater than mine. Right, so let's finish the end of round number 2 by chaining 3 and then slip stitching into the top of our standing double crochet on row number 1. Row number 2. Then you're going to pull up your yarn, scooch it through, but make sure you check all the way around first so that make sure that you have the 5 double crochets in each spot. I'm now going to insert something for you to giggle at. Right, so we are back on this last set. Oh yeah, I need to go back, give me a minute. Right, now you giggled. Let's pop the yarn through the loop and pull it tight. Right, so looking at your work, this is how it now looks at the end of round number 2. Now for round number 3, we're going to scoot back and find that black. Now it's this quick and simple. We are going to pop our hook through the 3rd double crochet and pull up our yarn. Got a loop. We're going to chain 1. We're going to place a single crochet into that 3rd double crochet. Now this is the oh so complicated bit. Do you believe me? Right, we are going to start off by chaining. Where am I? It's alright, I'm trying to read my pattern. My handwriting's disgusting. We are chaining 2. We are going to yarn over. We are going to jump this coloured line. We're going to move back into our foundation chain. In the 2nd loop that's not been worked, so the first one being where the cluster of stitches are, 2nd is slap bang next door. We're going to go into the top of the 3rd, making sure that you pick up both parts of the stitch. We're going to hook over, pull up some yarn, and we're going to do a double crochet. Okay, then we are chaining 1. We are going to grab our coloured yarn and hold it behind our work as we've done previously. Hook over, I'm going to jump back down, skip the next stitch and into the next one, which would technically be number 3. We're going to pull up a loop and we're going to finish with a double crochet. Now this is where our pattern repeats. Chain 2, single crochet into the 3rd double crochet of the cluster, and chain 2, yarn over, jump down to the 2nd loop or the 2nd stitch along, double crochet, chain 1, hook over, and we're going to jump to the 2nd unworked stitch again, double crochet, chain 2. Now it's a case of repeating it, so single crochet into the top of the 3rd double crochet, a chain 2, and double crochet into the 2nd stitch in your foundation chain, chain 1, then into the 4th stitch we're going to place a double crochet, chain 2. That's it all the way around, and you've created your first heart. Now keep going, okay, until we can meet up again at the close to the end of this round. Haven't got that far to go, to be honest. Alright, so here we are coming up to the end of the round. I'm just putting in these last 2 double crochets. Chain 1, chain 2, slip stitch to the top of the double crochet. Sorry, the top of the single crochet. Pull up your yarn, check your work, and then grabbing your yarn, pull it through, and tighten to the loop to form a knot. There we go. And that is the end of the 3rd round of the pattern. Right, so now it's time to work on to the next round. Now it is the same as this coloured section and down here, but we are offsetting it. So what we're going to do is we are going to grab our option B, and hopefully you've got it sitting behind these double crochets. Right, so what we are going to do is hook our yarn, pull it up, and do a slip stitch. Now we are going to chain 2. This will count as a double crochet. We are going to then place another 4 double crochets into the same spot, so there's a total of 4 plus the chain. If you do chain tightly, I suggest you add a 3rd chain in, okay, just to make it a little easier for you. And now it's a case of repeating this pattern all the way around. Are you ready? We are going to chain 3, then skip over to the space between the 2 double crochets from the row below, and that's where we're going to stick our 5 double crochet. And then start our repeat again with a chain 3, skip over, 5 double crochet, before completing that last shell. When you get to 2 double crochets, grab your black, pull it back and stick it behind the chain, and then work over it like you did previously. Okay, so and then finish off your shell stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your 5 cluster, and your black is now in the right space for the next round. So we're going to chain 3, slip stitch into the top of the chain 1, pull up your yarn, double check you've got all of the stitches you need in the right places, pull up the loop, pop your yarn through, and close your loop off to lock, just like that. Now it's time to grab the black. See where you've put it. You've popped it behind this shell, and now we are going to repeat the repeat. Okay, so from this point on we are repeating this section of the black with the black, or your option A, and this row here with the next row of the same. Okay, hope that made sense. So what we're going to do is pop our hook through the third stitch again, pull up a loop, chain 1 and place a single crochet in. Okay, and then we chain 2. Once you have done your chain 2, we are then going to find our new placement for this round. We are going to yarn over, we are going to jump over our coloured chain, and we are going to jump in to the black chain, or your option A colour chain, and we are going to basically just go to the the right of the single crochet. Pop your hook in and do your double crochet and chain 1. We then move our yarn over like we've done on previous rows. Okay, now we are going to set up a hook for a double crochet. We are going to jump down 2 rows and place that double crochet on the left hand side of that single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2. This is the start of the repeat, so it's chain 2, single crochet into the third double crochet from the row below, chain 2 and double crochet around the 2 chains, chain 1, double crochet around the 2 chains and chain 2, and then back to single crocheting into the third double crochet, and that's all you're going to be doing all the way around. So again, that's chain 2, double crochet around both chains, chain 1, double crochet around both chains, chain 1, chain 2, and a single crochet into the top of the third double crochet. As I mark that up, I'll do it again. Chain 2, double crochet over both chains and chain 1 and double crochet over both chains, chain 2, single crochet into the third double crochet, right, you are coming up to the end of your work. So we chain 2 and we slip stitch into the top of the single crochet. That's all right, pull up your yarn, check your stitch pattern's correct, and then grab your option colour A, stick it through your loop. Really should have done it with a smaller ball, but there we go, and close your loop down to form your knot. And that is how it should be looking now. But from this point on, you are just going to be repeating rows 4 and 5. So I will have a timestamp in the description box for you to go ahead and jump forwards and backwards using. And we are going to keep going. For me, I'm going to do a good few more because I've decided I'm not going to rip this back because I can't put a knot in it. So I'm going to make a can cozy. Bonus. But of course, you guys carry on to make it the width that you want for your headband or your cup cozy if you've decided that's all you're going to do. Okay. And I will meet you back here to show you how to finish off your project. Remember, do not cut the yarns, just keep them moving up. Right, so this is the height of my cup cozy. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds of the hearts. And that's as far as I'm going. So I'm going to cut off the coloured yarn only. Only the coloured yarn. And I've still got quite a bit left. The ball seems to be going on and on and on and on. A bit like me when I start chatting. Okay, so and now we are on to the last round of the pattern. This one is this section is lovely and easy. We are going to, ideally you won't have closed it up like I've done, and you'll have a slip stitch on your hook. Oops, I knew there was something I'd forgotten. Oh, it was a fake slip. There we go. So you've got your slip stitch on your hook. You're going to chain one and place a single crochet in the same place that the slip stitch came out of. And now for each section we are going to be placing single crochets only. So it's 1 single crochet around the chain, 1 single crochet into the top of the double crochet, 1 single crochet between the doubles, 1 single crochet into the top of the double, 1 single crochet around the chain 2, and we're ready to start again. So that's a single crochet into the top of the chain 1, single crochet around the chain, single crochet into the double crochet, single crochet around the chain, single crochet around the chain 2, and then single crochet into the top of the single crochet, and just keep repeating that until you get to the end. That's all you're going to do all the way along. This will go quite fast. Honest. When you get to your very first single crochet, all we're going to do is slip stitch into the top, and you guessed it, pop our project through and pull down the yarn, or pull up, sorry, to close the knot. At this point, cut yourself a nice tail and get weaving in those ends, and that is it. Okay, mine looks a little bit messy and a little bit wonky because that's the way my camera's sitting, but honestly it doesn't look too bad. I'll show you it now. Right, so there you go. There's your yarn cozy, or should I say can cozy. I think it's come out really lovely. What do you guys think? Will it be a pattern you make? Please remember that if you want to, you can make as many of these as you want, whether it's to gift to friends for next Christmas as stocking fillers. Not a bad idea, only take 30 minutes, give or take. It depends on what good thing you've got on the telly. But yeah, you could gift them or even sell them at local markets. Now, I've only used one 50-gram ball so far, and out of that I've got the cozy, I've got the headband or ear warmer, I've got some scrap, oh, and I also made this dice bag for my daughter. So that's 3 projects out of 50 grams. Of course, I've mixed it with the black as well, so that's helped out and made it go a lot further. But I've got 50 grams left, so I'm going to go and make a cowl now, all using this same pattern. Now, if you would like the details for the cowl or for the ear warmer, that will be in a written format over on the Ravelry channel. For those of you who know how to upsize a project, have fun, and please remember to send me photographs of all of the projects that you have made using this design, as long as it originated from here. Okay, I will show them off if I receive them. Right, that is it for me for today. I hope you've enjoyed the first tutorial of the year. Oh my gosh, it was challenging getting my brain and gob to work again as a team. No, they didn't. Just know there's a lot of overdubbing and a lot of cutting. So what took you 30 minutes took me 3.5 hours. Well, let's see what I bring to you next. Have an absolutely lovely time crocheting, and remember, stay chilled, stay happy, and keep crafting. Goodbye, everybody. Okay, so here we go. There is the headband, a cowl, and also it will be a set of mitts, and you'll be able to make that whole set with 100 grams of a black or whatever you've chosen for your second colour, and also 100 grams of the ice yarns. Okay, so you'll need 2 balls of the ice yarns to complete all of it. But of course, if you've only got 50 grams of the ice yarn, you'll be able to pick and choose between. So you'll be able to get the headband and the gloves out of 50 grams, or you'll be able to get the cowl, and possibly the headband, or possibly the gloves, depending on which way round. Now, all of these patterns will be available over on the Ravelry shop, and the link to them will be in the description box down below. Now, I definitely need to finish writing them up, so I'm going to head off now. I will see you all really soon, so please remember, stay chilled, stay happy, and keep crafting. Oh, and if there's snow, keep warm. Ta-ra, everyone.